to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Trippin' Ain't Easy. I am your host, Trip Simpson, in the building, ready to get this grill going today. But first and foremost, we gotta handle business.
I know you're gonna look after family.
What family you talking about, Ice?
Fuck, I look invisible, nigga.
That's right, I'm not invisible. So do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smack that notification bell, and select all. Now, earlier this week, there's been a lot of controversy over this. The creator of the cartoon Dilbert, Mr. Scott Adams, who was on his YouTube, went live and had some very interesting things to say about Black Americans. Now, of course, the mainstream media hopped all over this. All the major publications have basically been calling him a white supremacist and a racist. His comics and his books have been canceled pretty much everywhere. But to me, what I want you guys to do today is just keep an open mind. We're going to watch the entire commentary on his thoughts about a poll that he saw where Black folks were polled. And their question was, is it okay to be white? And 46% of the people who were polled basically did not think it was okay. 26% said, no, it's not okay to be white. And 21% said they didn't know. However, 53% said that it was okay to be white. And I mean, if I were a white person, I would feel a way about that too. And I think that he just, I think that he had the guts to say it in public. And I always respect a person that speaks their mind. So without wasting any more time, let's get to the video tape.
Provocative little poll today. They said, do you agree or disagree with the statement, it's okay to be white? That was an actual question. Rasmussen asked, white and black voters, and probably others, do you disagree or agree with the statement, it's okay to be white? 26% of blacks said, no. It's not okay to be white. 21% weren't sure. Add them together, that is 47% of black respondents were not willing to say it's okay to be white. That's like a real poll. This just happened. Did you have any idea? Would you have imagined that could have happened? So I realized, as you know, I've been identifying as black for a while, years now, because I like to be on the winning team, and I like to help. And I always thought, well, if you help the black community, that's sort of the biggest lever. You can find the biggest benefit. So I thought.
Now, granted, he is a writer and he is extremely sarcastic, but I can respect that. I mean, that's normally. When you meet a writer, that's the way they talk. You do have to understand that some of what he's saying is hyperbole and satire, but nonetheless, let's continue to hear what he has to say. Still, I haven't heard anything racist yet.
Well, that's the hardest thing and the biggest benefit. So I'd like to focus a lot of my life resources in helping black Americans. So much so that I started identifying as black to just be on the team I was helping. But it turns out that nearly half of that team doesn't think I'm okay to be white, which is, of course, why I identified as black, because so I could be on the winning team for a while. But I have to say, this is the first political poll that ever changed my activities. I don't know that that's ever happened before. You know, normally you see a poll, you just look at it and you go, whatever. You know, oh, this is interesting what other people think. But as of today, I'm going to re-identify as white because I don't want to be a member of a hate group. I'd accidentally joined a hate group. So if you know, nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group.
Now, he's definitely using hyperbole here, but if we're going to be logical about this, if this poll actually represents what black people think, then that means damn near half the race doesn't think it's okay for someone who doesn't have any control over being born. That would mean that they don't think it's okay to be born white. Now, I think that he may be taking it a little too hard. You know, there are certainly factors that one must consider when looking at a poll like this, because you know, black people are not a monolith, and they are. I don't, me personally, I don't think that most black people think that way, but I do know that niggas are ignorant enough to put it on a poll. But I don't think most black people think that way. But however, if I'm a white guy who's not normally who hasn't grown up around nothing but black people, it doesn't really understand black culture like that, which he's not. That's not a criteria for being a human being, totally understanding someone else's culture. On the surface level, it would look as if half of black Americans don't think it's okay to be white based on that poll. So is he supposed to not have any feelings towards the poll? I mean, that's not fair. If it was the other way around and a poll came out and said, is it okay to be black? And half the white people said no, we'd be in an uproar right now. Niggas would be BLM would be running the streets, tearing up communities if white people put out a poll like that. Let's continue.
That's a hate group, and I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, you know, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. Right? This can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, you know, I have a very low black population. Because unfortunately, there's a high correlation between the density. And this is according to Don Lemon, by the way.
Don Lemon definitely did say that. And you know, it's funny to me because he says these things and we're automatically calling him a racist, but everybody loves Don Lemon, and Don Lemon has said way worse.
So here I'm just quoting Don Lemon when he notes that when he lived in a mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods. So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live and who's there.
Let's cut to the Don Lemon clip really quickly, and then we'll get right back to this, just so we can reference what he's talking about.
Start small by not dropping trash, littering in your own communities. I've lived in several predominantly white neighborhoods in my life. I rarely, if ever, witness people littering. I live in Harlem now. It's an historically black neighborhood. Every single day I see adults and children dropping their trash on the ground when a garbage can is just feet away. Just being honest here. Number 2, finish school. You want to break the cycle of poverty? Stop telling kids they're acting white because they go to school or they speak proper English.
So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. It's no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America because it doesn't seem like it pays off.
So here you have a man that says he was very, according to him, he was very helpful to black America. According to him, he was doing stuff for the community. I'm not sure what exactly he was doing, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt if he was actually doing that. And now he's saying he feels like he should back off based on the poll that he saw. Well, what's racist about that? Does the man not have the right to feel a certain way about shit? I mean, like I said, if it's the other way around, niggas would be losing their mind. And he's not even losing his mind. He's just speaking normally. He's not being emotional about it. He's actually speaking very logically. And I can't really disagree with anything he's saying based on the circumstances here.
Like I've been doing it all my life, and the only outcome is I get called a racist. That's the only outcome. It makes no sense to help black Americans if you're white. It's over. Don't even think it's worth trying. Totally not trying. Now we should be friendly. Like I'm not saying start a war or do anything bad. Nothing like that. I'm just saying get away. Just get away. And here's my take on all of it. Everybody who focuses their priority on education does well. If anybody in the black community focuses on education, they'll do well as well, because the system allows that. If they don't, I can't make that my problem anymore. It just can't be my problem. It can't be my problem if the solution is so clear, so available, and people don't want to take it.
He's right there. I speak about that ad nauseum on this show. When it comes to black culture, a lot of times we chalk everything up to racism, and I'm not saying there's no racism. Of course, racism exists, and it's a horrible thing. However, you still have to operate and live in society. So you can't let that one thing hold you back, especially when you're living in America. You got people coming over here off of boats that had nothing in their pocket from other countries and making it. Now, granted, when there are Democrats in office, they do give them handouts. But regardless of the little handouts that they get from the government, you got to think these people are coming from a foreign country, don't barely know English, and come over here, and in 2 or 3 generations turn it all around. 2 or 3 generations, boom, they're doing well. And you look at our community, boom, you got generations and generations and generations of Negroes on welfare. We have to take accountability for that.
It's just not my problem anymore. So I resigned. I resigned from the hate group called Black Americans, according to the Rasmussen poll. 46% of them don't think white people are okay, just being white. And there we go. You didn't expect that today, did you? But the most helpful thing I can do is to say I'm not going to help. Do you understand that? Continuing to help in that sort of classic, oh, let me help you, give you a lift up, give you a hand, mentor you, hire you, prefer you. I'm going to stop all of that. I'm done with all of that. Yeah, no, it didn't work. The only
And this is what I be talking about. So I want to stop him right there and just make a point. I think that a lot of times as a group, we play checkers and not chess. You see, White liberal Democrats have fooled black folks into making it okay to outright disrespect other groups and get away with it just because we're black. Now, granted, I understand the frustration behind our people when it comes to white people, for sure. But when you're playing chess, right, you got to understand your position. Shout out to Minister Jack. He has a saying that says, if race was a race, then black folks would be in last place. That is 100% accurate. Now, being in last place, you have to act accordingly. And I think a lot of times black people get so caught up in what they see on television, they get caught up in the black excellence facade. When they see Jay-Z, Beyonce, Oprah, Michael Jordan, all these people, they start thinking that they live that life too. When in actuality, no, we're losing. That's a very small, not even percentage of the black population living like Oprah and Jay-Z. Oprah and Jay-Z are world-renowned figures, but their neighbors, the people who live in their neighborhood, are just regular white people who nobody knows. You see what I'm saying? They have to damn near be one of the most successful people in the world just to live in a regular white neighborhood. So understand, we're losing right now. We're not winning. We're losing. And when you're losing, you don't have the luxury of going out and publicly insulting a group of people who you're going to need, or who would behoove you to ally with in order to go to the next step. You're going to need the minds of rational thinking white people like this when it comes to the polls, when black issues are up for grabs. When you talk reparations, how do you feel? How do you think white voters are going to feel about reparations if they look at a poll that says 46% of black people don't think it's okay to be white? There's no logic there. There's no logic there. I'm not saying that you should be out here kissing white people's ass. Hell no, don't do that. But have tact. Have more tact. Think with more strategy.
The only thing that will work is to say, you got to fix your own problem. You know how to do it. Everybody else figured it out. I'm not going to speculate, why you're not doing it. I'm not going to speculate why there's a difference. I'm just going to say it's available to everybody. You just pick it up. It's free money. Focus on education, and you could have a good life too. But those who don't want to focus on education, you just need to get away from them. Just get as much distance as you can.
I'm gonna stop it right there. He had some other things to say, but you can go back and check the video out. He has a YouTube page. I believe it is called Real Coffee with Scott Adams. You can check his page out, Real Coffee with Scott Adams. The name of this video is episode 2027, Scott Adams. So you can check that out. Now, what I want to get at next is where he just left off. You know what it reminds me of? You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that old Chris Rock clip. Let's go to that.
Everything white people don't like about black people really don't like about black people. There's some shit going on with black people right now. It's like a civil war going on with black people. And there's two sides. It's black people and there's niggas. And niggas have got to go. Every time black people want to have a good time, ignorant ass niggas fuck it up. Can't do shit. Can't do shit.
Fair use, fair use, fair use. I want to stress that. YouTube, I'm playing this video under fair use.
Without some ignorant ass niggas fucking it up. Can't do nothing. keep a disco open more than 3 weeks? Grand opening, grand closing. Can't go to a movie the first week it come out. Why? Because niggas are shooting at the screen. What kind of ignorant shit is that? Hey, this is a good movie. This so good I gotta bust a cap in here. Hey, I love black people, but I hate niggas, boy. Oh, I hate niggas. Boy, I wish they let me join the Ku Klux Klan. Shit, I do a drive-by from here to Brooklyn. Tired of niggas, man. You can't have shit when you're around niggas. You can't have shit. You can't have no big screen TV. You can have it, but you better move it in at 3 in the morning. Paint it white, hope niggas think it's a bassinet. Can't have shit in your house. Why? Because niggas will break in your house. Niggas will live next door to you, break in your house, and come over the next day and go, I heard you got robbed.
All right, so obviously I don't agree with everything Scott Adams had to say, but I totally understand where he's coming from. I challenge you all to take a step back and pretend you're on the outside of black culture looking in. The mainstream media has aided us into becoming the least accountable ethnic group in America. Everything about our culture, for the most part, is negative. Hip-hop artists and athletes are at the forefront of our intellectual class. Women, for the most part, lead our homes, and we wear that shit like it's a badge of honor. Our voting trends are outright embarrassing. Every black-led Democrat city is in shambles. The kids can't read, the murder and crime rates are insane, but yet we're ready to tear down the city anytime a black person happens to die in police custody. This is what other groups see when they look at black American culture as a whole. And it's time we held ourselves accountable. Every generation after the civil rights movement is a complete failure. The baby boomers were handed the baton and they dropped it. Once they gave them niggas Oprah and crack cocaine, they just knew they had finally overcome. Then there's Gen X. These motherfuckers made hip hop culture a religion. And once NWA came out with the gangster rap, it was definitely a rap for our culture. And millennials, they gave us a college degree and a decent vocabulary. And what do we do with it? You on Instagram pretending to be rich, knowing good and damn well you're drowning in student loan debt. I could go on and on all day, but I digress. The only way to fix this mess is by restoring the nuclear family and investing in life insurance. But hey, what do I know? Listen, if you agree, disagree, or you're indifferent, do me a favor. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to smack that notification bell and select all. And remember, tripping ain't easy, but somebody's got to do it.